Guys, I'm not feeling too good.
Oh, hello.
Craig
sounds different. I don't like it.
Craig may sound a little bit different throughout this whole podcast.
Hello there, and welcome to the Geeky Dads podcast, episode 20.
Hello there.
Ooh.
What was that? Ooh. You, Craig?
Yeah, Craig, you're sounding a bit.
You okay?
I feel a bit rejuvenated now. I've had a rest.
You sound a lot different.
Yeah, you sound like kind of British American,
Okay.
with a hint of female.
It's just the COVID made my voice sound a bit
You had
high
COVID?
pitch. Not currently. I had it, and now I sound a bit high pitched.
Okay. Well, this is going to take some getting used to, but I suppose regeneration's a bit of a what's the word? Lottery.
Aye.
Yeah.
So,
So how's
by the way-
everybody besides like Craig changing sex and growing boobs? How's everybody else?
And I was going to say,
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, good. Okay. What have we been binging over the past week? Because I'm pretty sure we've all been binging the same things.
Yeah, Stranger Things and Obi-Wan.
No.
No.
Chris is being.
Not yet. I've got to catch up on all the Star Wars stuff because I still haven't watched any of it yet. And I haven't watched any Stranger Things because I said to Dawn if she wanted to start watching. So we've watched the first episode of series 1 together. So but for some strange reason, I have only just come across Love, Death and Robots on Netflix.
Oh,
so
yeah. I want to watch that myself.
I've binged the hell out of that because it's awesome.
I watched the first series. It's really good.
It's brilliant. So no, I'm actually really gutted that series 3 is like brand new because now I'm gonna have to wait until and see if they decide to do a series 4 because it's brilliant. It's what I was saying the other week, month about not having a problem with things not being explained and stuff like that. That is exactly what Love, Death and Robots is. It's just these little snapshots into another universe where stuff isn't explained. You don't know what happens afterwards or what's led up to that. It's just, there you go, here's 6, 10, 12 minutes of this. And then that's it. And I think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Definitely going to give that a watch.
Oh, yeah. I still maintain one of my favorite episodes is in series 1, and that's Sunny's Edge. Sunny's Edge is brilliant. I just think.
Mommy, what was that one again?
Where they have little underground monster fights.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, remember that one now.
Yeah, that one. I think that one is brilliant.
Wasn't that the first episode?
No, it's about episode 3. I think the first. I'm trying to think what the first one is. I know Beyond the Aquila Rift is like episode 1 or 2. Oh no, episode 1 is 3 robots.
That was the one going on a holiday through. Was that through a ruined?
Yeah, through the
apocalyptic
of humanity.
Yeah. Now I remember that one. Yeah, I think that's the one. I think that that was my favorite one. I think.
Yeah,
I like that one. Oh. Anybody watch any films at the cinema?
No,
Doctor
not been cinema for
Strange.
ages.
Doctor Strange the other week.
Mm.
So
Was it good?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Yeah, really
I
enjoyed
really
it.
want to see that, to be honest with you. There's so much going on at the cinema at the moment that I want to see. So I want to see the new Bob's Burgers film.
I know. I only found out about that last night.
Yeah. Well, I found out about a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh my god, I want to go and see that." So me and Craig are definitely going to go and watch that.
Bob's Burgers, the movie.
Yeah. That's
You know
my
what film
life growing up. I swear down, that's my life growing up. Bob's Burgers, except instead of a burger shop, it was a bakery. But 3 children, 2 females, 1 older female, middle male child, and a younger girl as well, who dressed like a nutter. That was literally my family fucking growing up. So yeah, I want to see that film.
It just reminds me of the local business over in Warrington, cafe at the end of the university. Always had themed burgers.
Yeah. Oh, did
Every
he just
week.
change them every couple of weeks?
No, it's just like different one. They used to have like a dark side burger, and like it's just different ones. And like the main menu's got like it's a themed burger. So there's plain burgers just called ham solo.
I love that though in Bob's Burgers that they change each week and they have different ones. You can get a book, can't you, of like different burgers to make from Bob's Burgers.
I'd love to do that.
It's on Amazon. I think it's not expensive, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. What I was going to say, you know what film I really want to see at the cinema, and you're all going to probably just go very quiet now, but I want to see the new Downton Abbey.
What?
Yeah, we're all going to go quiet now.
What's that about?
It's about Downton Abbey. So if you never watched
Downton Abbey. It's a famous TV show. Nothing like you couldn't say it's geeky. The only thing you could say was geeky about it's got Professor McGonagall in it.
It's a bit Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, it's more Pride and Prejudice than Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Yeah.
So if you were
Didn't they make
thinking
a
along
film of
those
that?
lines, well, yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah,
Have they made a film of Pride and Prejudice?
I've read the book.
yeah. Pride
I've
and
read the
Prejudice
book
and
as well.
Zombies. Yeah, there's a lady with a sword, as there often is in zombie films.
Right.
Oh.
But I imagine she has more skirts than.
Okay, what I would say it's like Bridgerton but less sex.
Yeah.
Is it?
Bridgerton. No, you don't watch that either, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you do watch that?
I don't watch that. I don't even know what's Bridgerton.
It's like
Is it
Downton
like
Abbey.
is it like the next? Is it like the next town
This is
over
becoming a
from
thing,
Downton
yeah.
Abbey?
It's like set. I don't know. It's like set in this like alternative universe where like the Queen's black. And it's like when
Is it really? Because I
Yeah.
can't tell if you're messing with me.
No.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Just
it's
the
actually
Queen.
It's like dating back in the
It's like
the
it's like
olden days.
but like with modern sensibilities.
I was about, so is it something that I should be interested in? Well, no.
No.
Yes.
Right. Right. Okay.
I
100%
think the only thing that lured me into it had Clara from Dairy Girls in it.
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
And we love Clara.
Chris is still lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically like Tinder back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Okay.
Right.
Back in the day. Yeah. Right then. So speaking of back in the day, this week we're not talking about the sequel trilogy because Craig has now fled and regenerated.
He's fled the country.
He hasn't. He's fled into another body and become a female because he just can't stand to lose the argument with me.
For shame.
For shame. Maybe he might regenerate back next week. We never know. But yeah, so this week we're going to be talking about hidden gems. So these are going to be films that are not mainstream, a bit like Mike said, edgy, that nobody knows, our own personal little secrets, but we want to share all with the world. So we'll start off with the most edgy of us for once, and we're going to go with Mike with his first choice. And what is yours?
I'm going to say for my first choice, it's actually not even that edgy. You're going to hate me for doing this now because I changed my mind. But
Is it Jurassic Park?
No, it's Mallrats.
Oh, I fucking love that film.
No.
I fucking love that film as well. I watched it again the other day, and I was like, do you know what? I was going to go with Clerks because I'm a massive Kevin Smith fan. I like his stuff.
Yeah.
Clerks is what got me into his films.
Mhm.
But Mallrats has it all. Like it
It does.
genuinely does. It's got like the comic knowledge. It's got a load of
Mhm.
like sort of like loads of nerdy references, like film
Yeah.
reference stuff in it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
actually a really good story. So it's literally a story about lads hanging around in a mall, but there's a dating show going on at the same time. And one of the lads who split up with his girlfriend has decided, because it's her dad's dating show that they're filming in the mall, that she's going to go on it. And he's like, well, I don't want this fucking like to go on. So he tries to like sabotage it. It's got Jay and Silent Bob in it. It's got like Stan Lee's in it, for God's sake, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's just got so much. I genuinely find it so funny. And I think it's probably one of Kevin Smith's better films.
It's which is kind of ironic because I think he got so much praise, especially critical acclaim for Clerks, and then he did Mallrats. And I think
Clerks and Dogma,
yeah.
I'd say Clerks and Dogma got the most critical acclaim.
Dogma's
I think
brilliant.
Yeah,
Dogma is fantastic.
I base most of my kind of religious opinion on Dogma. So,
Do you like the Buddy Christ?
well, no, just like the overall thing. And to be fair, I think I'm probably one of the most sensible people when it comes to religion than most, because everyone else kind of believes in it. So
I don't.
But you just have an idea.
this is it. I don't buy into any particular one sort of thing. It's like, well, if you want to do that, then yeah, go for it. But don't.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the same.
But yeah, Dogma's brilliant.
Yeah, and I was thinking myself. I was thinking like Tusk as well, because I really like Tusk as well. But
I haven't seen Tusk.
It's a weird film. It's a
really
good film.
Dark and like really edgy. But yeah, I ended up sticking with Mallrats just because I think it's just such a fun film, and something that not everyone will have seen. It might be a little bit dated now, like a lot of the references and stuff, but at least the comic book references are still quite fresh in it because of the Marvel films and because of like what's going on with like comic book films at the moment. There's a lot in there that still is quite like relevant for now.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I think it would like work today just as much as it worked back then. And you get to see somebody getting the stink palm, which is something absolutely fucking amazing. If you don't know,
like a shot? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to explain what the stink palm is. I'll say it.
Yeah.
So, stink palm is when you wipe your butt on your sweaty ass because you've been walking around the mall all day, right in between the butt crack. So you've got a good stink palm going. And then you go up to somebody and shake their hand. And when you've shook the hand, then their hand will smell like your butt crack for the rest of the day.
Would you like a chocolate covered pretzel?
That is so disgusting, that scene. He's like licking his fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Yondu.
Yeah, so that's it for my first one, because obviously there's not too much to explain, because it's just a fun film to watch.
Was it Ben Affleck's first mainstream film?
I don't know if it was his first mainstream film, but I think it was one of his first with Kevin Smith. I think it was his definitely Kevin Smith. Yeah, because it came straight out after Clerks, didn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Second film after Clerks.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was his first film or not.
Yeah, I think definitely one of his earliest films.
Yeah, because Kevin Smith always goes on about how he discovered Ben Affleck. So I imagine it is.
But it's probably up there, I would have thought.
Yeah. He just likes to, screw people in uncomfortable places, the back of a Volvo.
The back of a Volkswagen.
Was it a Volkswagen? Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, yeah, it won't be a Volvo. They're huge. Plenty of space in the back of a Volvo.
I can't remember. Was it the back of a Volkswagen? I can't remember.
It's got to be Volkswagen. It can't be Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Who else
But
is
yeah,
googling it now?
where did Ben Affleck screw people in, Claire?
Yeah, back of a Volkswagen. Yeah, back of a
All over the
Volkswagen.
fucking show. That's where.
Yeah, it's definitely Volkswagen.
Oh. Yeah, what a film. What a film. Okay, so Chris, what is your first pick?
Like my one, we did discuss, didn't we, about which ones, how hidden a hidden gem these need to be, and so on. So I think I mean I don't really remember this one like in the cinema. It's from 1999, and it's the 13th Warrior. Now I would consider this to be a hidden gem simply because it bombed so hard, apparently. But I don't really kind of like remember. I remember seeing it like advertised on TV and stuff like that, but maybe not at the cinema. So I don't know. But I thought it was great. I just thought it was another one of these things where again it's just like a little snapshot into this thing. Nobody's really. It's not really. So I mean, it is kind of explained because it turns out that. Because what it is these vampires, they're not vampires at all, they're Vikings. These Vikings are getting attacked by beasts of some kind, and Antonio Banderas decides he'll go along and what have you, learns to speak their language by listening to them talking with the campfire. It's all very impressive. And then these things attack, and the impression is that they're werewolves. They're not. They're just quite rough people who like wearing animal skins and so on and so forth. And they all wander off, as Vikings are wont to do, to go and kill them and so on. And they do. And the leader guy ends up getting stabbed with a poisoned thing in the end and dies. I just think it's great. I just think like the whole thing is really cool, and there's this whole thing about the whole I don't know what you'd call it, what they're all saying all the time, like this thing at the end, or on about going off to Valhalla and all that sort of thing, and it's cool. And I don't think at the time I'd really seen many kind of like sort of, well, for lack of a better way of putting it, like period pieces, if you see what I mean. I mean,
and a Viking film as well.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's no Pride and Prejudice, obviously, but but I'd still maintain that this was a period piece. So, but yeah, exactly. Not Viking. I mean, nowadays you've got TV series about this sort of thing all the time. Vikings and about Romans and stuff like that, and it's all very gritty and sort of thing. Well, this has got the same feel to it. If you think
I'm
about
looking at pictures of it now, and like I've definitely watched it, but I cannot remember a fucking thing about it because I'm looking at a picture of Antonio Banderas in some like he's got like a I don't know what to call it without like racial stereotypes. So like, but he's got this like hat thing on, and I've seen that. I've definitely seen that. So I think I've seen this film, but I cannot remember any of it.
Yeah, I remember watching it on. We used to have a fiddle cable box, and we used to get like the box office films free.
Oh yeah.
Oh, like the headdress sort of thing. Yeah.
And this was on. I remember watching it. I remember liking it, but I can't like Mike. I can't remember much of it at all. I remember, they thought it was monsters, and it turned out to be like just another tribe, and it was extremely vicious.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The plot's not like a super complex one, especially compared to my second pick. So we'll get to that later. But it's not complicated. It's not complicated or anything. It's just I just thought it was really good, and I don't think many. It definitely bombed when it was out of the cinema and so on, which is a bit of a shame. But
just looking up some. Yeah, I remember really liking it when I watched it. I was just looking up some information while you was talking. Then I didn't realize it's based on a story by Michael Crichton.
Yes, Eaters of the Dead is what
Yeah.
it's called. And I think there were kind of reshoots and stuff, which is never a good thing when a film comes out, if they're reshooting bits and bobs and what have you. So yeah, I don't know how much of it they ended up having to
I mean,
they re-put it a new ending. That's never good. But apparently they had a poor kind of test audience reception and so on. So, but
And it's directed by John McTiernan as well.
yes, it was.
Who he made, was it Predator and Die Hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, thought so.
would you say the 13th Warrior? Well, first of all, you had me at Antonio Banderas, but
Craig, you get a bit
you
of rouse
saucy
there.
minx.
would you say it's almost like not almost like but kind of like the Last Samurai, kind of?
Yeah,
where
kind of.
Getting to know this other type of
well,
people.
kind of. Antonio Banderas' character doesn't go that in depth, sort of thing. He's tagged along with these Vikings and what have you. He kind of ends up volunteering. They pick 13 of them, hence they pick 12 amongst themselves, and their wise woman or what have you says that 13 have to go, and he says, "Well, I'll be the third one," sort of thing. So that because she says that the 13th must not be a Norseman. So he kind of goes along with them. And then it's just, from there, it's just kind of fighting and so on. So
That sounds like a good way to get around the fact he's not a Norseman.
yeah,
and
basically.
Really not.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I kind of know what you mean in terms of Last Samurai. I mean, and I will tell you now, I did consider Last Samurai as one of my picks because I think I absolutely adore Japanese stuff, and I just didn't think that was enough of a hidden thing. Whereas this one probably not so hidden, especially at the time. But with it being like I said, consider it bombed or whatever, I don't think many people nowadays will have given it much thought, to be honest. So. Yeah.
No.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that. And I'll give it a watch.
I will as well, Antonio.
I'll look it up. Is it on Netflix? I'm pretty sure it is.
I think it is on something. I mean, obviously it's on something, but I think it is available to watch for free on something.
Yeah, you'll find it somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll find it on a dodgy box.
Yeah.
Not sold all there, Michael.
Okay, so we all do it.
Yeah, www.com.
So, Craig, what is your first pick?
I think I will say Goodbye, Lenin.
Okay, I've never heard this one.
It's a German film, and it's sets back in around 1989 in Germany. The Berlin Wall is still up, and it's about a young man, teenage person, and he lives with his sister and his mother, who is a strong supporter of the party and the communists and that. And she falls into a coma. And unfortunately, while she's in a coma, unfortunately for her, while she's in a coma, it's good for everybody else. Obviously, the wall gets knocked down. A lot of political changes happen around. Everybody starts to integrate and just huge changes. And doctors tell Lenin that your mom cannot survive another heart attack. So any excitement, you must.
Yeah, she comes out of a coma.
Yeah,
and he's like, well, She can't have another heart attack at all.
She can't. Yeah. So it's basically following the story of this young character trying to protect his mom at all costs and find, all the newspapers and pretend as if the wall is still up and recording his own news programs to show his mom to not
Oh wow.
shock her, basically.
Awesome.
It does have a bit of a comedy twist in it, but yeah, it's just a nice little. It is in German, but you can find it with subtitles in
All right.
English.
Okay.
Mhm.
We
What's
watched,
that one called? So
it's called Goodbye Lenin. We watched this the other day, and Jenny told me about it, and I was like, sorry, Craig told me about it.
Who's Jenny?
Yeah, who's Jenny?
Yeah.
Um, so Craig got me to watch it the other day, and I was like, not really get like into the idea of it. It's absolutely hilarious. It's so funny because the way they have to like change the room, they bring in all their old furniture and stuff, and they find out like literally like the cover up like the window so she can't see outside because they're putting like Coca-Cola posters up outside and stuff because obviously
yeah,
the
Yeah.
walls come down and the Wests come through then.
it's got
And
Zemo in it.
it's so funny. Genuinely.
It's got Baron Zemo in it.
Oh, I know what you mean.
On the floor.
Daniel Bruhl, guy who plays Zemo in Captain America: Civil War and so on.
Mhm. In the film Rush.
And he was in Inglourious Bastards and so on. So,
Mhm.
oh, wicked! That's really cool. Sorry, I'm just looking through the Wikipedia thing about it. It does look really good. Yeah, because he plays the son. Oh, wicked!
Brilliant. Okay. So, I guess we'll have to move on to my first pick, which is a film. What I found out today made me feel really old because it's going to be 30 years old next year. It's a little known Mike Myers film called So I Married an Axe Murderer. Now, I don't know if any of you have seen it. It's one of the first film
Yes.
Yeah,
the
I've
first film
seen
I actively went to the cinema
Craig has
twice.
seen it, though.
It is on Amazon Prime, so you can watch it on there.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I will get Craig to watch it with me because I think it's an absolutely brilliant film. But
Oh, it's fantastic. Dawn got me onto
what
it.
you think about it?
I think I went because I was a big fan of Wayne's World, and Mike Myers. Obviously, if for anybody our age, Craig might not know this due to his age, and yeah. So Mike Myers is actually, we remember him from our childhood was because he was in the Wide Awake Club. That's how he started off.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't remember it from that.
Yeah, he was on
Yeah.
the Wide Awake Club with Michaela Strachan and Timmy Mallet, and what's the other
He
fellow?
was
Kelly.
born in the Wirral, wasn't he?
No, I think his parents.
He lived in the Wirral.
Yeah.
No, I think the Scousers, they moved to Camden. He was born there, but his parents are Scousers.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, his parents are Scottish in this film. He plays his father, which sounds like a mix between Fat Bastard and Shrek. And some of the things he comes out with. I mean, it actually even leads into his latest TV show called The Pentaveret. Because he's having
I have seen that advertised.
He's having a rant about them in the film, and then this, it's actually he's made a TV show about it now on Netflix. I've watched the first few episodes. It's not that good, to be honest with you. It's quite,
Is it not?
shit. No, I didn't like it. It was quite disappointing. Anyway, so let me just give you a rundown of the story. So, Mike Myers plays a beat poet in San Francisco called Charlie. He's always his main source of poetry is all about his ex-girlfriends and why he's dumped them or he's left them. Like one smelled like soup, one was in the mafia, one was a thief. Anyway, one day he's buying some haggis for his parents and he meets Harriet. To get on, they fall in love, and then he starts suspecting that she's a Mrs. X, a serial killer who kills all the husbands on the honeymoon. I won't spoil it for you because actually it's 30 years old next year, so you spoil away. It turns out actually, you know what? I'm not going to spoil it. If anybody hasn't watched it, it's on Amazon Prime. Watch it now. I'm not going to ruin the ending for you, but it's just hilarious. And it's got a brilliant soundtrack. It's actually the first soundtrack I ever bought.
Nice.
It's got Boo Radley's doing There She Goes, a cover of the Lars, There She Goes. Like Saturday Night by the Bay City Rollers. Mike Myers singing If You Think I'm Sexy to a bagpipes.
That is actually one of the most brilliant things I've ever heard as well. 'Cause he does a good job of it as well.
We've got a piper down. I repeat, a piper is down. Scottish accent, so I do apologise when he
hints of like fat bastard.
Yeah, and Shrek. And the abuse he gives his little brother, like, you know, in playing the dad. Because, you know, he said that his son's got a giant head, said, "Heed, get down." So he crying himself on this huge pillar.
On a huge pillar.
Please, so all our Scottish listeners, if there's any of you out there, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we are sorry.
I'm so sorry. Don't cancel us, please.
Sorry.
I keep.
But yeah,
I apologise for the fact my mic keeps spiking.
Yeah, so you should.
Yeah, smack that mic. Craig, that doesn't give you permission to smack him.
Yeah, smack Mike. Smack
you
that
hair
mic.
slap then?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't hear it because I've got freaking a thing that stops it from making the noise.
No, that film definitely sounds up my alley. The possible murdering.
It's a complete comedy. It's not a.
No, but I love it.
It's not a documentary.
Oh, it's not one of those. Her ears were cut off. His eyes were cut off. Not one of those.
No, it's not quite that.
Oh.
No, there isn't. I think the most violent thing in the film is the mutual ball kicking. But yeah, so that's my first pick. So we'll round back and go for your second and last pick, Michael. What is yours?
So my last pick is going to be "Boy" by Taika Waititi.
Oh,
so
yes.
I was going to go with what was it? Hunt for the Wilder People, but then Ian like shat on it.
Why the shit?
I've seen that 30 times on Channel 4. I was like, do you know what? Fuck you then. I'm going to pick Boy then. That is a little bit more out there. So Taika Waititi, when he was living in New Zealand, he did do quite a lot of independent films.
Mm-hmm.
And like before he was massively famous and working for like Marvel and like in the US, some of his films were so funny.
Yeah.
In fact, all of his films were so funny. I would suggest searching out all of them, just like watching all of them. Absolutely brilliant. Eagle versus Shark is fantastic as well. If you watch that,
is.
Yeah. Did you not know that?
No, I didn't know. I know the film, but I didn't know it was this.
Yeah, that was Taika Waititi as well.
Nice.
So, Boy is a film about a young lad in New Zealand. He's an Aboriginal lad who his mother's died. He's been looked after by his grandmother, but he's got loads of younger siblings as well. His grandmother's got to go and attend a funeral, like further down on the island, away from them. So he's been left the responsibility. It's like a 12-year-old boy, isn't he? And so, and to look after these younger children. And while he's there, his dad escapes from prison and turns up with a load of like what can only be described as thugs. And he's like, "Oh, I'm back. I'm going to come and look after you again." And not quite that. Basically, he did a bank robbery. He's escaped from prison, and he's looking for his money that he's buried somewhere on the land. But he was drunk and like getting chased by the police when he was burying it, so he can't remember where it is. It's so hilarious, this film. Like the lad is in it as well. He's absolutely obsessed with Michael Jackson, like obsessed with Michael Jackson, and wants to be just like Michael Jackson. Does all dance moves and stuff, but he thinks his dad is like Michael Jackson as well,
Mm.
and he keeps having these like dream sequences where like Taika Waititi does all like the Michael Jackson dance moves, but like it's absolutely brilliant. Like the dream sequence is fantastic, and at the very end, I don't want to spoil it. Taika Waititi does a dance, but it's a very famous Michael Jackson dance, but he mixes it with a very famous New Zealand dance as well. And it's so good.
Oh, that sounds brilliant.
It's such a good film. It had me pissing myself laughing all the way through. It's sad as well, and it's very real, and it's got a load of emotion to it as well. So yeah, I just absolutely loved it. And for one of his like early films where he did have a massive budget, I thought it was absolutely like, out there.
Yeah.
But I've never seen. I'll admit I've never seen it, so I can't.
I think it's honestly, I think it's on Amazon Prime. I think it's £2.50 on Amazon Prime. So I'd suggest just rent it on Amazon Prime. £2.50 is nothing.
I got some credit on. I got some credit on Google Films, so on Google. So I'll probably look up that way. I think, or other ways anyway. But yeah, so brilliant choice. Well done. Very edgy. Okay, Chris, what about you? What's your next one?
Right, my second one. I don't know if anyone has heard of it. I hope you have, because I think it's really good. And that is a film from 2004 called Primer.
I've heard of it, not seen it.
Michael, have you seen it?
Primer?
Yeah.
No, I definitely haven't heard of this. I've just Googled it. So it's like a psychological horror?
Sci-fi film?
Yeah, it's a sci-fi one. It's a psychological science fiction film, it says here, about the accidental discovery of time travel. It's not as flashy and whatever as you might think with it being a time travel film. The budget of the film apparently was $7,000, to the point where you can actually hear the director saying "cut" at several points in the film. Because they couldn't afford to waste film. They shot a total of 80 minutes of usable footage, and the final film is 78 minutes. So yeah. It's great. It's complicated, but it's great. It starts off basically the main two guys are two engineers called Abe and Aaron, and they are doing research in their garage to use electromagnetic radiation to reduce an object's weight. Okay. What they actually find is that there is a kind of causal loop side effect in this weight reducing field that basically lets the loop kind of like go backwards and so on, and it repeats, so you can leave the field at a previous point. So you turn it on, it generates the field. If you're in the field, you can then leave the field at a previous point from when it's turned on. Okay, and they build this box, and it's literally called the box.
This sounds so similar to a book written by Terry Pratchett, and I can't remember who the other author was, but it's called The Long Earth. And
the Long Earth and the Long what I'll talk about. That's where they jump to different dimensions.
It is, but it's very similar premise.
Using a potato.
Yeah.
I am and I want to finish off reading that series as well. So, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. But with this one, so they build a box, and what they do is they get in the box, and I've actually got a diagram here that explains like what they do. So you switch the box on, okay? You then leave the area, okay? Once the machine is up and running, your double exits the box.
Oh, I've got the diagram up.
Yeah, goes away, Okay, you go in, check, and this is what they do in the film. They check stock prices, and they get in the box. Okay, and then they loop round, and they come out as their double 6 hours before that, and then use their stock price knowledge to make money, and so on and so forth. What actually happens is that then they start. One of them start. Well, for a start off,
It's like quantum transportation, so isn't it? So it's like the
yeah.
idea, like quantum teleportation. Sorry, the idea that like they're going in and they're being destroyed, and is that the idea?
Well, no, because they go in and then they sit there for like. So you wait in the box for 6 hours,
Sounds
and
like
then
you want to go to the bank.
and then you get out 6 hours in the past. And they have to kind of they make sure that they keep themselves separate from like their original self, and so on and so forth. So they're like sat in a room with the blinds closed and all this sort of thing. But then it starts getting a bit weird, their different personalities kind of start coming to the fore. One of them is a bit more kind of cautious, so on. The other one's a bit more impulsive.
Yeah,
And
and it says here like there's a period when the original and double can exist simultaneously. And
yeah,
it's 6 hours.
yeah. But then because basically they're each day that they are alive, because they're basically adding on time, they're effectively making each day that they live 36 hours instead of 24. So it starts having an effect on their bodies, and then there's issues where somebody gets into the box and then ends up going back in time. Somebody tries to kill somebody. There's a second box because one of them starts taking pieces back with him in the box into the past, and building a second box, and then and then you end up with several different versions of then it all starts going whoosh.
Wait, did they build a box within the box?
Well, they take they put pieces in the box and then take it back into the past, and then take it out and build a new box, but like in the it's now one of them is like, well, one of them still wants to carry on doing it and wants to make money off it and stuff like that. I think he goes off to another country and so on. The other one basically tries to stop his original self from doing the experiment and so on. But in the end, the one who went off to to go up and do it in another country, you see at the end. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's not this way. You see him overseeing the construction of basically a building size version of it, sort of thing. So it all gets a bit complicated, and the plot is obviously dealing with the ramifications of what they are doing. The fact that you've got time travel, and there's various side effects to what they do, and it's not a massive film or what have you. Like I said, the budget was $7,000. I think they made just over
Sounds like way
$750,000.
more
So
Looper.
it's what? Sorry,
Sounds like a way more complicated version of Looper.
having not long seen Looper for the first time, I get what you mean, and yeah, kind of.
It's got loads of premises that, like, in themselves, way more intelligent than the other films that have like probably come out way after it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really intelligent. I like the idea of it. This
It is. It's very clever. It is complicated. I won't be about that. You're not going to have all explosions and time travel action and stuff like that. It's not one of those films.
I like the complicated, like, sort of like darkness.
It's a complicated, intelligent film. I actually bought it on DVD back in the when Borders was still open. I liked going to Borders and picking up a book or a film of just literally just going into Borders after work, having a look through the shelves and just finding something that interested me and buying it. And that's what I used to do. And Primer was one of the results of one of those little visits to Borders. So yeah, I've got it on DVD, and it's really good.
It was on Netflix until recently. I've just looked it up. It's not there
Oh,
anymore.
really?
Yeah, it was on for like 8 years.
So is it not on there anymore?
No, it's not. I've just looked it up.
Is when you want to watch that film and it's not there anymore. It's like
Yeah.
Time for CX or illegal means.
Oh yeah.
It's on Amazon, free with ads.
Oh, it's on that freebie that IMD formerly. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Cool. Brilliant. Okay, so Craig, what is your last and final pick?
My last and final pick is going to be another German film. I do apologize, but this one is Lola Run, which in the English is Run Lola Run.
I've heard of this one.
Yeah.
And it's filmed in like 1998, and it's about Lola, the main character. And Ian, I was going to say you might find this character. I don't know. I know you're a fan of the D&D. Sheila.
Oh, I am. Oh, Sheila.
Sheila. Well, Lola.
She's genuinely looks exactly like
she does.
I've seen the cover.
Fiery redhead, adult, not So you're in the clear.
Not 13. Not 13. Not on the hook for this one.
And he was about 9 when that came out.
True.
To be fair, I was probably about 5.
But so this story follows Lola and her boyfriend Manny. Manny is kind of involved with some bad people, and he's asked to move 100,000 marks. Sorry, obviously at the time it was still Deutsche francs, marks. Sorry, and he accidentally loses this money. And he has until a certain time to get this money to these bad people, otherwise he's dead. So he calls his girlfriend Lola, and she's then given 20 minutes to find 100,000 Deutsche marks. And it kind of follows her. It's very fast paced. She's constantly running, trying to find. And it is a bit of like sci-fi. It kind of touches a bit of like everything, every decision that you make has a consequence, and it's
got a very sliding doors feel to it.
Yes.
I like that film.
So if you went this way instead of that way, or if you were 1 minute late, it changes the whole thing.
So basically the film like keeps repeating itself over a 20-minute period.
Nice.
And with different decisions that completely change the
outcome of the film
and the ending. So there's like several endings to the film, and they're all because one decision was slightly different.
Nice.
Among like so many different decisions, and it completely changes the ending of the film. It's really good.
Yeah, and it also you can see how when Lola comes into contact with certain people in certain times, it affects their lives as well, and you can see snippets of their future and how their outcome would have been.
It does like a fast forward shot of like each person that she like comes in contact with along the way, and then does like a fast forward shot of their like entire life from like that moment to almost death, and it's amazing like how quick they do it.
Yeah. I think that is my little hidden gem anyway, and you can find it on Amazon. We found it other methods, but it is on like Amazon and that for like £2 or something to watch.
£4.50 on Amazon.
Is it? Oh my god!
And it's,
called Run, Lola Run.
yeah, it's Franca Potente, who's Matt Damon's missus in The Bourne Identity.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
she's
great,
not read that.
highly recommend it. I only watched it last week and I was like hooked from the get go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Run, Lola.
That is my film.
Well, it's £1 in CX.
Nice.
Well worth it. Well worth it for £1.
Yeah, definitely. Let's take a look. Where is it locally? Any of our local listeners? Not locally at all. I think the nearest one with stock is Lee. So that's not far from me.
Yeah.
But Lee or Chorley. But yeah, okay. So brilliant choice, Craig. I really like that one. Very continental. Thank you very much.
$2.49 on YouTube, by the way.
I was
What's
thinking
that?
of you Ian, when I chose it, by the way, with Sheila in mind.
Sheila. Okay, right. Okay, so here is my final pick. Now, I'll give 2 honorable mentions because I've been banding about between 3 films, but today I went with like the most obscure one I could think of, and it is balls to the wall insane. So my other 2 choices would have been either Monster Squad, but Mike said it was too mainstream. And shit, I can't even remember the other one. But my one, and if any of you even know of this film, I will be massively impressed. It's a film from 1983. It's a superhero musical, and it's called The Return of Captain Invincible.
I've heard of this, but I've not seen it.
You've heard of it, you've not seen it. Well, you are in for a... I recommend watching this either very drunk or very high, because you will need it to get through this film. I think my dad recorded it after we had the old videotapes, and we recorded things on TV. Well, we had The Wizard of Oz, and after the film, this black and white film came on, and it was Alan Arkin, who played the chief of police in So Am I the Next Man. He's been in loads of things. That was it. My other choice would have been Grosse Point Blank. He played the psychiatrist in Grosse Point Blank as well. He's a big comedy actor. He's been in absolutely loads of films. So he plays a superhero from like the golden age, World War II, and he has a nemesis who is played by Christopher Lee,
Hey!
Mr. Midnight, and basically, I don't know.
Is that the villain's name or Christopher Lee's nickname?
No, that's the villain's nickname. But he used the trials to defame him. So he ends up becoming a drunk, living in Australia. It's an Australian-produced movie, and it's a musical. And it's got Christopher Lee singing a musical about alcohol.
Do you know what's really funny?
Nice.
Like the fact that you chose this film, I was so tempted to choose Cannibal the Musical.
Oh, by Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah. So like, it's
Okay,
funny that
right.
you've chosen this because it's a very sort of like similar premise.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link on the group chat. What I'll do is in the podcast, I'm going to play a little clip of it on the show. But I think we're all going to watch this clip and then come back and just see how insane this is. Just let me.
Yeah, go for it. I want to see this.
Okay, this is
Intriguing.
There's 2, but this is basically the one where Christopher Lee is singing. So yeah, just.
I got some economic hawks, a gin and tonic on the rocks, where angels fear to tread. I say, choose your booze, let's hit the red eye. Think of young Diana Durbin and how she sung on rum and bourbon, or enhance your luncheon hour with a planter's punch and a whiskey sour. If you feel like a wreck, try a horse's neck or a sherry with a cherry in the new finer size.
Quite a bit of Rocky Horror vibes going on in this.
It's balls to the wall.
Almost a rip off of Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just completely blew me away because I was a little kid dancing along to this and I didn't know Christopher Lee was Dracula back then, or Count Dooku or Saruman.
Yeah.
Come back and then watching them do this insane musical in the 80s, it was just blew me mind. There's another song called His Name is Midnight. Oh, what was it? Let me see if I can find that one. I'm not going to share it with you, but if you do want to look at it, it's called song called Mr. Midnight, and it's just those two singing, and it's just it's just balls to the wall insane. That's all I can say. But he's got powers of magnetism, and just this one scene where he's trying to get his powers back, but because he's a drunk, it's just haywire, and he ends up like pulling bras off people and everything. It's just just no way to describe it, but it was just like one of the most insane films that I've never been able. I think you'd have to like look.
I can imagine
it
sticking in your brain for a while. But yeah,
But,
it's definitely got like Rocky Horror Picture Show vibes. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you see that miles off.
definitely. But yeah, it was just one of the. It just I was sat on the train today coming back from dropping Tommy off, and it was I was like, yeah, I need to pick this film because it is just insane. I think you owe it to yourself. It's shit, but it's shit. It's that shit that it's good.
Yeah, it's one of them films where you sort of sit there and you watch it and you just howl laughing at just how bad it is, and you walk out with a smile on your face because you're like, you know what, that was so bad it made me laugh.
Yeah, it was like it's one of those films where it's one of the early. You get like a lot of films in the 90s and the 2000s where everything's meant to be, it's all in America, but it's actually been shot in Australia.
Yeah.
It's like one of those films, but it's blatantly you can tell it's Australia. But yeah, so Return of Captain Invincible. If you can find it, I applaud you. But yeah, that's my full and final pick.
Nice.
But yeah, so there's 8 films that we've recommended for you all to listen to, and we will finally be back next week with part 3 of our Star Wars month in July now. We'll be covering the sequels. Hopefully Craig will have regenerated back into the Craig we all know and love, and he will be the arse kicking of a lifetime.
I just want to just say, like, just so if people do want to watch it, the Return to Captain Invincible is incredibly hard to find unless you've got a VPN.
It is incredibly hard to find. I think I downloaded a copy
Hence it's
back
a
in
gem.
2005.
Yeah, that I kind of do think that is probably the most hidden of hidden gems.
Hidden gem.
There you go. Thank you. I thought you'd be impressed by that one.
I was.
Yes. Well done.
Well done. Thank you. I'm taking a pat on my back. But yeah, so thank you very much for listening this week. And in the meantime, Mike, before Craig regenerates, can you mind not boinking him? It will be a little bit awkward.
I'll try my best, but he's got massive boobs at the moment, so it might be a little bit difficult.
Okay, well, thank you very much for listening this week, and everybody take care, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, guys.
See ya.
Okay, Alexa, play the Geeky Dads podcast.
Purchasing creepy dog masks.
No, Alexa, play the Geeky Dads podcast.
Buying freaky dildo dog cat.
No, Alexa, you utter boob. Hey, Beastman, have you been fucking with my Alexa again?
Attention listeners, we are experiencing technical difficulties and will be back next week for another episode of the Geeky Dad podcast. Thank you for choosing the Geeky Dads for your listening leisure.